Hi, I'm Teacher Im and I prepare videos to help my students score better in their STPM Maths T paper, and I hope my videos can be helpful for you too. Well, have you subscribed to my channel? If you have not, please hit the subscribe button. Do hit the like button too, because today I'm going to talk about solving inequality involving exponential expression. See you in the video. Let's start by looking at the properties of inequality for exponential functions. Now, to be able to do the inequality of exponential functions, we have to make sure that the base that you have in the question, for example, like here, you have the a and the base a over here, it has to have the same base. Okay, so if let's say if a, which is the base of your exponential function, is bigger than 1, then when we do the inequalities, we will take the power or the exponents of the base as x bigger than y if the base is bigger than 1. If let's say if the base is from 0 to 1, okay, which means it's like a fraction like 1 over 2 that or 3 over 4, then we will take the situation as if the base is a fraction, okay, for example 1 over 2, then, and it has to be a positive number because it has to be bigger than 0, then for the index we will take x is less than y, so it has the opposite sign of the base, right? So that is the thing that we need to take note of when we deal with inequalities. Okay, so let's move on. In our next question, for example, like this one, firstly, we have to check for the base. So we have the index, the base is 1 over 2, and this side we have 1 over 4. So we have a fraction, right? We have a fraction, so we are going to follow these properties. So if it is a fraction from 0 to 1, the index that we are going to bring down, it has to be opposite sign. But however, the base is different here. So the first job that we are going to do is we need to make sure that the base is exactly the same. So 1 over 4, so that will be 2 to the power of 2, so that will give you 1 over 4. It's the same number. Okay, so now that you have it already, next we are going to bring down the index to create x less than y. Okay, which means this value is going to be opposite sign. Okay, it has to be opposite because here I have inside the properties it has bigger than, then the index will be less than. So here in the question I have less than, so the properties that I'm going to follow, it has the opposite sign, so here is going to be bigger than. Now once it is done, then I'm going to arrange it properly. Okay, I'm going to arrange it properly, and then we are going to factorize this equation. Okay, so let's check it out. If you can factorize it, then we have to use this formula. So this chapter, this video is to explain how to do the inequalities. So this part, when you do using the formula, I will just give you the working. You can look at it. I have already put it in steps. Okay, so just for those who have not learned this, the front one is a, the one beside the x is the value of b, so -2, and the one without any x value unknown is the c, -2 also. Okay, so we will fill into the formula and we will get this. Okay, of course, other than getting all this, okay, we will fill inside the formula and we will get it. So other than all this, okay, we also need to remember we can also use the calculator. Okay, so once we create the answer, we will put it in this format. Remember, if it is a positive here, so make sure when you fill inside the bracket, it is a minus. And if it is a minus over here, then when you fill into the bracket, it is a positive. Okay, so x plus. So that one thing that you need to take note. And if you use the calculator, it basically goes the same way. Okay, so now once we are done with that, so that will be the two roots that we have. So we are going to use, because this is a quadratic, I'm not going to use number line for my work. So I'm going to sketch a smiling graph. Why smiling graph? Because a is bigger than 0. Okay, a is bigger than 1. So I'm going to have the value of a is 1. So I'm going to have the value of this quadratic graph is a smiling graph. Okay, so I will put in the values that I get for my x. And I wanted the position where the function is bigger than 0. That will be this side over here and this side over here. Okay, so I'm going to create my answer as so. So I will need to remind you all, right? I will need to remind you all, in STPM, you are going to write your answer either in notation form like this or in set form. Okay, depending on the question. So if you read inside the question and it mentioned find the set of x, value of x, set value of x, then you need to put it in set form. Okay, so for this question, I'm going to put it just in notation form, this type of notation. So it is on the left hand side, so it's negative infinity until here, not included, because here the inequality that I have is not included, so which means this is a round bracket. Union with the other one from also not included, so it's 2.732 until positive infinity, so that's the right hand side over here. So I will create this second part. So that's the first question. Let's check out this second question. Well, did you notice that this indeed, the base here is a number which is bigger than 1. Okay, bigger than 1 and bigger than 0. Well, when that is the case, what we are going to do first, as you know, the base have to be the same. The base have to be the same. So I change the base over here to power of 2 power of 2 to get 4 and 2 power of 3 to get 8. Now that the base is already changed, then I need to make sure, because this power, I need to make sure I multiply it in. Okay, so now the base is already the same and the value of the base is bigger than 1. Okay, the value of base is bigger than 1. So I'm going to choose the properties where if I have the same base and the base is bigger than 1, then the index is supposed to be following the inequality. So x is bigger than. So for this case, it's bigger than. So no problem. I just copy it down. So it's 2x plus 4 bigger than 6x over here. Okay. So once that is done already, then I will simplify, okay, what I needed, and then I will put the answer in. So you can change the, because this side the x is less than 1, so I just like move it so that it is easier for you to see. But if you want to write this in a proper form, you will get that will be x less than 1. So x less than 1, which means my value of x is from negative infinity until 1, because this inequality has no equals to symbol. Therefore, this one is 1, is the value of 1 is not included. Okay. All right. So next question. It is the same, although you will see, oh my god, you have a power on top of the index, there is another power. So don't get scared of this type of question. So basically it's still the same. Okay, so we will continue to look at our properties. So the property says this value, okay, if the base is bigger than 1. So for this case, 2 is bigger than 1, 3 is also bigger than 1. Therefore, the index should be bigger. Okay, so I will bring down the index for the first case. So the base is still bigger than 1. So I will put it in as so. Okay, I will bring down my index and it will continue to perform following the inequalities. Okay, once it is done, so I will like simplify it. Okay, just do the algebra part of it and I will get my x bigger than 1. Okay, when I get my x bigger than 1, of course, you know already, if I want my answer in the form of notation, if you can also write it in set form, then it will become x, 1 not included because it is bigger than 1. Okay, so from 1 until positive infinity. X is the element of from 1 until positive infinity. Okay, so you also will get cases like this for the inequalities where the base could not be the same. Okay, if you have this type of case, what you are going to do is you need to use your logarithm for both sides. Okay, you log both sides. Once you put log 10 for both sides, you can actually bring the following the properties of logarithm, you can bring the index down. So that will give you x minus 3 in front and the log over here. For this type of question, you have to take note of the log, whether the logarithm is a positive value or a negative value. So you just press your calculator. Okay, you just press your calculator and make sure you get this value. Okay, alright, so now I shift this value over. Okay, so once it is done, I just press the calculator and move this minus 3 to the right hand side, or I plus 3 on both sides. Okay, I plus 3 on both sides. That's the correct term way for it. So I do plus 3 on both sides. So I will create negative 3 plus 3 is going to be 0, and over here I will have a plus 3. Okay, this number over here is when I press this the calculator for this value. Okay, once that's done, so I will get my value is x bigger than 6.975. Okay, take note in this question, they say find the set of values. So which means I need to write this in the form of set. Okay, this is what I meant. So you have to, if they didn't mention anything, you can just put it in notation form. But if they mention, you have to take note of it. So I put it in the set form of set. So x is the element of, then I will put the set x bigger than 6.975 in the set form. Alright. What happens if I have this type of question? Okay, so the base, I have the base as x and the other base is 32. So same thing like in previous question, I need to log both sides because I need to bring this value down. Okay, I need to bring this index down. So I have 3 over 2 log 10x. Once it is down, then I will bring this value, which means I will multiply by 2 and divide by 3 on both sides. Okay, so I will get something like this. Okay, once I have this, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to settle this number first. Okay, so I'm going to press the calculator in for significant value, if can. So I will get something like this. Once I get something like this, then I need to press the shift lock. Okay, shift lock in your calculator and I will get x as this value. Okay, once that is done, again the question say find the set of values. Okay, so we need to put the answer in the form of set. So therefore there you are, the answer in set notation. Alright, so let's shift the place a bit, and now the base is a fraction and the answer on top here, the index on top here is an x. So basically we still do the same. We will log both sides because the base is not the same. Every time you don't have a same base, all right, you need to log both sides. So you log both sides, you will write the log for both sides. Okay, and then you will bring this index down. So let's bring the index down. So once you bring the index down, so the x will be in front, but take note, this value, okay, take note of this value, use your calculator, press it, and see what you get, and then this will happen. So my question is, why did the inequality change sign? Why did it change sign? Now, if you notice, if when you press the calculator, this value is a negative value. Okay, so when you shift the unknown, you change the sign of the unknown, which is the x. Okay, when you change the sign of the x, then you have to change the sign of the inequality also. Okay, so I think you understand because you learned it before. You might forgotten it, but it is supposed to be in your brain. Whenever the unknown or your x for this case has the sign of the unknown or the x has changed, then the inequality will change side. Okay, so now it has become bigger then, and because I will need to press calculator, and then I will get this answer. Okay, so therefore my inequality has this value. Alright, so that's all from this video, and I hope you can hit the like button if you learned something from this video, and I would love to see you in my next video. Go get your A! Bye!